name's Jason Kerr. I'm one of the founders of a brand called Fuel 10K, a breakfast brand that we sell to the major supermarkets in the UK and to one or two abroad as well. So the main challenges that we've got at the moment are around supply chain, availability of labour in some of our suppliers that they're managing to sort of just about get through. But it does put a bit of pressure on the suppliers of goods. So far we've sort of managed to get through okay. I think the one that is probably most widely reported, and not just in our sector but across a number of sectors, is price increases on raw materials, on packaging, on ingredients, labour cost increases. So that's probably the biggest challenge to manage, and we're trying to absorb it, but there are some things that you just can't absorb altogether. So the idea of joining up with the Innovation Catalyst was to just to hear what other experiences, other businesses, particularly ones local to here, but those that the Innovation Catalyst has been involved in before, just to hear what their experience has been in trying to act in a more sustainable manner. We're a B Corp business, so sustainability is really close to our hearts and part of our DNA. So if we can find other ways and learn from other businesses how they're doing things differently that will improve our business, then it feels like the right thing to be a part of. And one of the main things that came out of last week's meeting was around energy, and the fact that one of the I think it was Lancashire or Cumbria participants, they'd invested in a wind turbine, and that benefited the local community. So that's obviously created a project for us in our local area to see if we can implement that as well. Intrigue at the start of what the Innovation Catalyst was going to be about. Another word would be networking, just meeting other businesses, other food businesses, other different sector businesses, and finding out what they've been up to. And then the third one would be, I think, optimistic. I think the whole idea of getting to sort of a net zero target and looking at sort of 2030, if we can do things that bring that forward, because we have to speed things up. So the first one is kick off a project in our little sort of courtyard of businesses here. We have a landlord and neighbours around that could all utilise some a better use of energy, or a better source of energy. So the wind turbine project is one I'd love to get started and start engaging with the landlord, some of the local businesses, and see if we could find out the cost of installing that. The other is actually just keeping it front of mind. I think keeping sustainability, knowing how important it is, and that there's other like-minded businesses also wanting to champion the whole sustainability agenda. I think that's also a really good takeout from it. I mean, it is, as I said before, it is part of our DNA anyway, but I think just giving out that extra adrenaline shot, I think, is really important and really valuable to us. I would love some of the bigger businesses to get involved. We're surrounded by industry in this region, particularly sort of on the Wirral and along the waterfront there. We're surrounded by Unilever, Cereal Partners, Baker and Baker, loads of different companies that are manufacturing huge volumes of food and non-food items. And knowing what they're doing and their best practice, it would be great to get them involved, just to find out what else we could be doing, and joining up with them to find better ways of recycling, sourcing, alternate materials. Yeah, I think that would be probably the best thing to come out of the Innovation Catalyst for sure. We set out 10 years ago now, where we wanted to create a range of products that were that ticked the box for a younger consumer, but also had sort of sustainability at the heart of what we did. We became a B Corp in March last year. It was relatively straightforward to achieve that accreditation because we'd already been operating in that way. I think moving forward in terms of sort of what we've done, we've been able to make changes to our product in a relatively easy and nimble way. And what that has done is has then had a knock-on effect on how others in the category have operated. So we've got this product, I think. We took the plastic overlid off that a good few years ago now, because it just wasn't needed. It saved about 8 tons of plastic. The knock-on effect was the rest of the market, who also were in this sort of product, also removed that plastic overlid, and that has probably saved, I don't know, maybe 100, 150 tons of needless plastic entering the sort of packaging waste. And so for me, examples like that, if we can find other examples going forward where we can strip plastic out, make things more recyclable, try and include more recycled materials in what we do. That's that's exactly what we're in this game for, really. I think enjoy the journey that we're on with minimal impact to the environment, but maximum benefit to the people that we come into contact with, the consumers that buy our product, and the companies that supply us. I think that's probably the best way of summing it up. I think the whole reason why we do this is because we love what we do, and if we can have fun along the way and we can create great tasting products that put a smile on people's faces, and we're not impacting the environment in any way at all, then I think that's probably the best way of the best target we could be going after, really. So our mission statement is quite simply, we make fuel for busy people. I think when we consider the mission that we're on, we're trying to just make great tasting products that fulfill a need of the consumer, but with minimal impact to the planet, and making sure we have a positive impact on the people that we come into contact with. And that's the people in our team, the people that consume our product, and the suppliers that we work with. So yeah, probably the best way of summing it up is our mission is we make fuel for busy people.